You won't believe how love sometimes finds us when we least expect it. This is the story of Chinwe and Chinedu, a love that everyone said was impossible, yet destiny refused to let go. Chinwe was a gentle, kind-hearted young woman living in a small town where everyone knew everyone. She had her best friends, Adaku, Chidinma, and Oge, who always joked that Chinwe's heart was too big for this world. She spent her days helping her family and dreaming of a life beyond the boundaries of her town. And then came Chinedu. Handsome, confident, and from a family that many in the town looked up to, but not her family. From the very first day they met, there was something electric between them. It happened at the town market. Chinwe was hurrying to buy some vegetables when she accidentally bumped into Chinedu. Their eyes met, and for a moment, the world seemed to stop. Chinwe's heart raced, and she quickly apologized, feeling an unusual warmth in his gaze. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Chinedu smiled, a little shyly, and said, "No, it's my fault. I wasn't paying attention." There was something in the way he said it, gentle, sincere, and yet mysterious. Chinwe couldn't explain why, but she felt drawn to him in a way she had never felt before. Little did they know, that small meeting was the beginning of a love story that no one wanted to see blossom. You see, their families had old rivalries, old grudges that had nothing to do with them, yet would make their love forbidden. Chinwe tried to push the thought away. "It's just a glance, nothing more," she told herself. But deep down, she knew destiny had other plans. Chinedu couldn't stop thinking about her either. He kept remembering her smile, the way her eyes lit up when she laughed, and the soft kindness she carried in her every gesture. Something inside him whispered, "She's the one." The market was crowded, yet in that moment, it felt like they were the only two people in the world. And just like that, a spark was lit, one that would grow into a fire strong enough to challenge everything their families and society thought was right. But as exciting as love can be, it also comes with danger. Because the moment their feelings grew, so did the risk of being discovered. And in a town where everyone watched everyone, secrets were hard to keep. Little did Chinwe and Chinedu know, their first meeting was only the beginning. Destiny had started writing a story for them, one filled with forbidden love, hidden meetings, and challenges they could have never imagined. And this is where our story truly begins. After that first encounter at the market, Chinwe and Chinedu couldn't stop thinking about each other. Every day felt incomplete without seeing even a glimpse of one another. But with their family's old grudges, meeting openly was impossible. So, they had to find ways to see each other in secret. It started with small things, passing notes through mutual friends like Adaku, Chidinma, and Oge. Adaku, always the mischievous one, would smuggle messages in Chinwe's books. Chidinma and Oge helped Chinedu sneak messages into town without anyone noticing. Slowly, their secret friendship grew into something deeper. One evening, Chinedu suggested a hidden spot by the river, a place no one usually went. The next day, Chinwe slipped away under the pretense of fetching water, heart pounding with excitement and fear. When she arrived, Chinedu was already there, leaning against an old tree, looking as nervous as she felt. But the moment they saw each other, all fear melted away. "I've been waiting for you," Chinedu said softly, a shy smile spreading across his face. Chinwe smiled back, her heart racing. "I almost didn't come. I was so afraid someone would see me." Chinedu took her hand gently, brushing away her worries. It's okay. Here we are safe. For now. They sat by the river, talking for hours about their dreams, their fears, their hopes for a future together. With every word, every laugh, their bond grew stronger. It felt as if the world outside didn't exist anymore. But even in this quiet paradise, tension lingered. Chinwe thought about her family, how they would react if they knew she was spending time with Chinedu. And Chinedu worried about his own family, who had expectations for him that didn't include falling in love with someone from the other side. But love is a stubborn thing. No warnings, no rules could stop it. They started meeting more often, always careful, always hidden. Sometimes under the cover of darkness, sometimes in quiet corners of the town. No one visited. One day, while sitting under their favorite tree, Chinwe whispered, Do you think we could ever be together openly? Chinedu held her hands tightly. I don't know, but I promise I'll fight for us, no matter what. Little did they know, their secret meetings had not been unnoticed. There were eyes watching, whispers spreading, and soon they would face the first of many challenges that would test their love. Because when love is forbidden, every moment of happiness comes with the shadow of danger. And destiny was just beginning to play its hand. Chinwe and Chinedu's secret meetings couldn't last forever. In a town where everyone knew everyone's business, rumors spread faster than fire. It started small, neighbors whispering, friends asking questions, but soon their families began to notice something was different. One afternoon, Chinwe returned home later than usual. Her mother, Chidima, looked at her with suspicion. Chinwe, where were you? She asked, her voice tight with concern. I just went to fetch water, Mama. Chinwe replied, trying to sound calm, but her heart was pounding. Chidima's eyes narrowed. Water? At this hour? Chinwe knew she had to tread carefully. One wrong word and everything could come crashing down. Meanwhile, Chinedu's father, Chief Ifeanyi, had heard from a neighbor that Chinedu had been spending time with a girl from Chinwe's family. He called Chinedu into his study. Chinedu, I need to know the truth, Chief Ifeanyi said sternly. Are you seeing Chinwe? Chinedu hesitated, torn between honesty and fear, but looking into his father's eyes, he realized he couldn't lie. Yes, Baba. I love her. Chief Ifeanyi's face hardened. Do you understand what you're saying? That family has been in trouble with ours for years. Their ways, their status, is not suitable for you. Chinedu swallowed, trying to remain calm. I don't care about that. I only care about Chinwe. Chief Ifeanyi shook his head, anger mixed with disbelief. You're making a mistake. This love, it will bring shame to our family. At the same time, Chinwe's father had gathered her mother and siblings. I know what's happening, he said quietly, his voice low but firm. Chinwe, stay away from him. You can't be with him. It's forbidden. Chinwe felt her heart shatter. But Papa, I love him, she whispered, tears filling her eyes. Her father's expression softened for a brief moment, but then returned to its sternness. I know you think you do, but love is not enough. Families, society, they matter. You must obey. Chinwe's words seemed to crumble. The very people she trusted were now standing against her heart. And Chinedu, he was facing the same storm from his own family. That night, under the same stars where they once felt safe, Chinedu and Chinwe met at the river, hearts heavy with worry.
I told them, Chinwe. I told my father everything, Chinedu said, his voice trembling. And my parents want me to forget you, Chinwe replied, tears streaming down her face. For the first time, the weight of the world pressed down on them. Their love, which had felt so pure and unstoppable, now faced a force much stronger than they had imagined. But even in the darkest moments, love has a way of fighting back. They held each other tight, promising that no matter what the world threw at them, they would find a way to be together. Little did they know, the challenges were only beginning. The days ahead would test their love, their courage, and the very limits of destiny itself.
After their families discovered their secrets, life for Chinwe and Chinedu became a battlefield. Every step they took was watched. Every smile, every message, every meeting was risky. But love, stubborn as it is, refused to let them go. Chinedu faced pressure from all sides. His father was relentless, warning him that continuing this relationship could ruin his future. Chinedu, think carefully. Your education, your career, our family's reputation. Are you willing to throw it all away for a girl? Chinedu clenched his fists. Baba, I'm willing to risk everything. Chinwe is worth it. Meanwhile, Chinwe had her own battles. Her friends, Adaku, Chidima, and Oge, wanted to help, but even they were scared of the consequences. Oge whispered one day, Chinwe, maybe you should listen to your parents. They only want what is best. But Chinwe shook her head, determination blazing in her eyes. I can't. My heart, it won't let me. I love him too much. As if the pressure from family wasn't enough, rival suitors entered the picture. A young man named Chigozie, from a wealthy family, began courting Chinwe, hoping to win her hand and impress her parents. Chinwe felt trapped. Chigozie was polite and kind, but her heart belonged to Chinedu. One evening, Chigozie confronted her. Chinwe, I care for you and I know my family would support us. Why can't you see that? Tears filled her eyes. I can't. My heart, it's already taken. Chigozie's smile faded, replaced by frustration. You are making a mistake. Don't come running back when it's too late. The tension only grew. Chinedu's friends warned him too, saying it was dangerous to continue seeing Chinwe. Her family will never allow this, they said. You are risking everything. But Chinedu refused to give up. I can't just stop loving her. Not now. Not ever. Secret meetings continued, but danger lurked everywhere. One night, while meeting at their usual spots by the river, they were nearly caught by Chinwe's brother, Ifeanyi. Heart racing, they hid behind the trees until the coast was clear. I can't keep doing this forever, Chinwe whispered, clutching Chinedu's hand. One day, someone will catch us. Chinedu looked into her eyes, his own filled with determination. Then we fight. We fight for our love, no matter the cost. And so their love grew stronger, not in spite of the obstacles, but because of them. Every challenge, every trial became a reason to hold on tighter. Little did they know, the separation that would test their love to the very edge was coming sooner than they imagined. Love is never easy, and for Chinwe and Chinedu, the challenges had finally reached a breaking point. Their secret meetings could no longer continue. The pressure from their families, the constant fear of being caught, and the rivalry from Chigozie had made staying together almost impossible. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Chinedu met Chinwe at their favorite spot by the river. The air was heavy with unspoken words. Both of them knew that this meeting might be the last for a long time. Chinwe, Chinedu began, his voice trembling.
They are watching us too closely now. If we keep meeting, it could bring danger to both of us." Tears welled up in Chinwe's eyes. "I don't care about the danger. I can't imagine life without you." Chinedu took her hands in his, holding them tightly. "I know. I feel the same. But sometimes love means making sacrifices even when it hurts the most." Chinwe's shoulders shook as she whispered, "So, this is really goodbye?" Chinedu nodded, unable to speak. His heart ached as he kissed her forehead softly. "It's not forever. One day, destiny will bring us back together. I promise you that." For the first time since their love began, they parted ways, not out of choice, but out of necessity. Chinwe returned home, her heart heavy, her eyes red from crying. Chinedu went to his family, pretending everything was normal, while inside, he felt a storm of pain and longing. Days turned into weeks. Their friends, Adaku, Chidinma, and Oge, tried to comfort Chinwe, but nothing could fill the emptiness left by Chinedu's absence. Chinedu, meanwhile, threw himself into his studies and work, trying to distract himself from thoughts of her. Even though they were apart, their hearts remained connected. They sent secret letters, carefully hidden to avoid discovery. Each letter was a lifeline, a reminder that their love had not died. But separation was cruel. The distance tested their patience, their trust, and their courage. Rumors began to swell in the town, and Chigozie, sensing an opportunity, started pressuring Chinwe's family for marriage. Chinwe's heart ached, torn between obeying her family and staying true to the love she knew was real. Every night, she whispered into the darkness, "Chinedu, wherever you are, wait for me. I will find you." And somewhere, under the same stars, Chinedu whispered back, "I will never stop fighting for us, Chinwe. Destiny will not let us lose each other." Little did they know, destiny was already at work, setting events in motion that would reunite them in ways neither could imagine.
Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, destiny decided to step in. Life has a mysterious way of bringing people back together, and for Chinwe and Chinedu, the universe had a plan. It all began one rainy afternoon. Chinwe was walking home from the market when she slipped on the muddy path. Struggling to get up, she felt someone's hand steady her. She looked up, and her heart skipped a beat. "Chinwe," Chinedu's voice rang out, filled with surprise and relief. Tears welled in her eyes. "Chinedu, but how?" He smiled, brushing the rain off her hair. "I couldn't stay away any longer. I had to see you. I had to make sure you're safe." From that moment, their love rekindled with even more intensity. They realized that no matter the distance, no matter the obstacles, destiny would always find a way to bring them back together. Meanwhile, their friends played a crucial role. Adaku and Oge helped them meet in secret once again, finding hidden paths and quiet corners of the town where they could share stolen moments. Chidinma, always the voice of reason, reminded them to stay careful, but even she smiled secretly at their happiness. But destiny's intervention wasn't just about bringing them together. It was also about giving them a chance to overcome the challenges that had kept them apart. One evening, Chinedu discovered evidence that Chigozie had been spreading lies to Chinwe's family, trying to force her into a marriage she didn't want. Furious, he decided to confront the situation, not with anger, but with proof of his love and commitment. He gathered letters, messages, and every memory they had shared secretly. Then, with a deep breath,
He went to Chinwe's father. "Sir," Chinedu said firmly, "I love your daughter. I have always loved her, and I will do everything to make her happy. I am not here to defy you, but to show you that our love is real and pure." Chinwe's father looked at him, seeing the sincerity in his eyes. For the first time, doubt began to creep in. Maybe, just maybe, this love wasn't the danger he had feared. Meanwhile, Chinwe, waiting anxiously at home, felt a shift in the air. Something was changing. Hope was returning. And deep down, she knew that destiny had not abandoned them. Love, after all, is stubborn. It refuses to be crushed by rules, by fear, or by opposition. And for Chinwe and Chinedu, destiny had proven that true love always finds a way.
The moment of truth had arrived. Chinwe and Chinedu could no longer hide in the shadows. Their love was about to face its ultimate test. Chinedu decided it was time for honesty and courage. He invited both families to a meeting, determined to show them that their love was real and unwavering. Chinwe's father looked stern, arms crossed, while Chinedu's father, Chief Ifeyi, had his usual serious expression. The room was thick with tension. "I know you think we are too young, or that our love is wrong," Chinedu began, his voice steady despite the pounding of his heart. "But we care for each other deeply. We have endured separation, trials, and obstacles, and yet, here we are, stronger than ever." Chinwe stepped forward, tears in her eyes, but a determined smile on her face. "I love him," she said, her voice clear. "I will not marry anyone else. I cannot. And I ask that you see that love is not a mistake. It's what makes us who we are." There was silence. Then slowly, her father spoke, his voice softer than before. "Chinwe, you've always had a strong heart. And perhaps I have been too harsh." Chinedu's father, looking at his son, finally softened as well. "Chinedu, your love has proven your courage. Maybe it is time we let go of old grudges." Even Chigozie, who had once hoped to win Chinwe's hand, stepped back. "I see now. Their love is real. No one can force her heart." The tension melted, replaced by a tentative understanding. Families began to speak openly. Apologies were exchanged, and slowly, grudges that had lasted for years began to fade. Chinwe and Chinedu held each other's hands, feeling the weight of fear and uncertainty lift. They realized that love, when genuine, could not only survive opposition, it could transform hearts. That day, both families saw something they had never noticed before. Love that is true, brave, and unwavering has a power stronger than hate, fear, or tradition. Chinwe whispered to Chinedu, "We did it! We fought and we won." Chinedu smiled, brushing a tear from her cheek. "No, Chinwe, destiny did it. We just held on." And in that moment, everyone understood. Some loves are meant to be, no matter the obstacles. After the confrontation and revelations, life began to change for Chinwe and Chinedu. The fear, the secrecy, and the endless obstacles were finally behind them. Their love, once hidden and forbidden, was now celebrated by the very people who had tried to keep them apart. Chinwe and Chinedu stood together in the middle of the town square, holding hands as their families looked on with smiles and pride. Adaku, Chidima, and Oge cheered, tears of joy in their eyes. Even Chigozie, who had once hoped to claim Chinwe's hand, offered a sincere smile and wished them happiness. The town seemed brighter that day, as if the universe itself was celebrating the power of true love. Chinwe turned to Chinedu, her eyes shining with love and gratitude. "We made it," she whispered.
Chinedu held her close, his heart full. We did, against all odds, against fear, against families, against everything. Destiny brought us together, and we never gave up. They celebrated quietly at first, sharing stories with friends and family, and then with a joyful gathering. Laughter filled the air, and promises of a lifetime together were made. For the first time, Chinwe and Chinedu felt completely free. Free to love, free to dream, and free to live their lives together. That night under the stars, they promised each other forever. No more secrets, no more fears, just love, trust, and the knowledge that destiny had fought for them and won. Moral lesson. This story reminds us that true love is patient, courageous, and unshakable. Even when faced with obstacles, fear, and opposition, genuine love finds a way to survive. Sometimes, the world will try to tell you that what you feel is impossible, but if your heart is pure, destiny will always fight for the love that is meant to be. Never give up on what your heart knows is right. True love may face trials, but it also teaches us resilience, hope, and the power of holding on against all odds.
Your support means everything. Hit like, drop a comment, share, and subscribe to Limitless Tales with Peace for more amazing stories.